The governor can say that because of the kind of hatred that people have for Peter Obi in the state, including me. And when you have people, so many of us that have such hatred for people like that, especially when they came to Edo State.
Hello, what's up guys? In this video, Arise News explode with serious drama as Rufai, Okpebholo and Dr. Abati take on the governor of Edo State, Monday Okpebholo. And trust me, it is hot. Governor Okpebholo issued a direct threat to Peter Obi, warning him never to enter Edo State again without his permission. He boldly claimed Obi's last visit sparked violence that left 3 people unalive and even said Obi's safety wouldn't be guaranteed next time. But it didn't end there. The APC chairman in Edo shockingly admitted there is deep hatred for Peter Obi in the state, even from him. Can you imagine? Rufai didn't hold back. He double-dared the governor to speak against other politicians like Tinubu's wife who donated billions. Abati slammed the caliber of Nigerian leaders, saying this madness is exactly why Nigeria isn't moving forward. Then, boom, human rights lawyer Femi Falana stepped in, calling the governor's statement unconstitutional and demanding a public apology to Peter Obi or face legal action. Guys, I would like to watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
Viewers, let's begin what's trending by discussing the warning issued by the governor of Edo'S State, Monday Okpebholo, who over the weekend cautioned Peter Obi, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, against visiting the state without obtaining security clearance. The governor's statement, made during a public event, stems from Peter Obi's previous visit to Benin City on June 7th, where he donated 15 million naira to a nursing school. Okpebholo claimed that the visit coincided with the resurgence of violence in the state, which resulted in 3 deaths. He emphasized his role as a chief security officer of Edo'S State and stated that high-profile individuals, especially politically exposed persons, must notify him and seek security clearance before public engagements to ensure adequate security measures. Well, let's take a listen before we take some reactions.
The man will say no gashishi. I am sending a direct message to him. There is a new sheriff in town. He cannot come to Edo without telling me, because his security will never be guaranteed. Whatever happens to him when he's in Edo State, he will take it. I am serious about it. He came the other day and donated 15 million. Somebody will say, no, Gashishi, why get 15 million to donate to people? By the time he left, there was crisis. 3 people died in Benin. So for that reason, tell Obi he should not come to Edo without telling me.
The man where he say you no get shishi. I mean, that has been a conversation, long-drawn conversation about Peter Obi and his frugal nature, but obviously you know that he does a lot of donations and all, but that's not the subject of the day. But in the meantime, the warning has drawn widespread criticism from various groups, including Labour Party senators and human rights lawyers, who argue that it infringes upon Peter Obi's constitutional right to freedom of movement. However, the Edo State government has since clarified that the governor's statement was not a threat, but rather an emphasis on the need to follow security protocols, particularly in the current volatile security environment. Meanwhile, the APC chairman in Edo State, Jarrett Tenebe, has endorsed Governor Okpebholo's warning to Peter Obi to seek clearance before entering Edo State. During a press conference, Tenebe stated that the governor was right in saying that Peter Obi couldn't enter the state without permission from Governor Okpebholo because, according to him, there's deep-rooted hatred for Peter Obi in the state. Let's take a look.
The governor can say that because of the kind of hatred that people have for Peter Obi in the state, including me. And when you have people, so many of us that have such hatred for people like that, especially when they came to Edo State and people died, it is proper for him to tell the governor before he will come, so that people like us will be sent on errand out of Edo before he can come and possibly go. I'm sure that's the reason why the governor did that. If that's why I think the governor made that statement and it's correct, and we support him in whatever he's saying. So whatever anybody is saying, They're just saying rubbish.
Conflicting reports. Then Jared here is saying he supports the governor and that, he is right. And, a lot of people, including himself, deep hatred, hates Peter
How can you
Obi.
hate a human
I mean, have you heard anything like this? I'll just take a reaction. I had a flurry of reactions, but since we've been discussing this, I'll just take this one. Now, a fellow Nigerian is warning another Nigerian about visiting another part of Nigeria without security clearance. Now, as a Nigerian, you need security clearance to enter another part of Nigeria. We must put an end to this madness. Rufai, I'll take your comment before I take Senior Advocate of Nigeria's comment.
I mean, it's clear.
Yeah.
We should not, you see, it goes back to our leadership recruitment process. Look at the caliber of people that we have as leaders. Just look. People that can come out and say, oh, don't come to my state because of politics. Then the party chairman also came out, say he has deep-seated hatred.
That's what he said.
Party chairman of a political party. So when you look at the caliber of leaders in Nigeria, you know why Nigeria has not moved forward in all these years. And see if we continue with this level of leaders, it will never be well with Nigeria. Because Nigeria is so blessed. But the problem is there's a way that people that are the 10th, 11 have a way of making it to the top. Where is discretion? Where is decorum? And the representative of the Edo state government that wrote a letter that said, it's because of security, tried to placate the situation and said, there's a thing about moral and spiritual inclination to giving, that when you give, you don't allow the world know. I dare him, I triple dare him to go and condemn President Tinubu's wife that has donated 1 billion that we have recognized and applauded here. I dare him to condemn her.
Or warn her not to come into the session because she's high profile.
No, I'm not even saying about warning her. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Not using TV. They're not born and went to one president. It's Peter Obi, they do all of that too. But I dare him to condemn President Tinubu's wife that donated billions to people. Why did she announce it publicly? I dare him. I triple dare him. Right. You see, I'm not saying don't have partisan politics. But be sensible, don't incite violence and hatred. For a man to come out and say he has deep-rooted hatred, you know what that means? So it's a reflective of his personality, but I'm not surprised. Is it not Jared? Jared that came here, they said they don't watch Arise TV, that people don't have money to subscribe in it. Is it not Jared?
All right.
Forget that one, Jared.
Meanwhile, Dr. Abati, if I come to you, human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has called on Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo to withdraw his alleged threats against Peter Obi and issue a public apology. Falana, in a statement, condemned Okpebholo's remarks, stating that the threat to the life of Mr. Peter Obi issued by the new sheriff in town in Edo State constitutes a violation of Section 33 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and Article 4 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, which guarantees the fundamental right of every citizen to life. He emphasized that as the Chief Security Officer of the state, the governor's primary responsibility is the security and welfare of the people. Falana urged Okpebholo to withdraw the threat, apologize to Obi, and assure him of his safety in Edo State. He added that if the governor fails to do so, Peter Obi should file an application in the Federal High Court to enforce his fundamental right to life, especially given the prevalence of mob justice in the country. Falana is urging Peter Obi to sue Okpebholo at this moment.
Well, unfortunately, Governor Monday Okpebholo enjoys the right to immunity under Section 308 of the 1999 Constitution. Section 308 simply says that, you can't sue governors, deputy governors, president, vice president in the course of their work so as not to, affect, the smooth operation of the state. However, Mr. Femi Falana is right, as Kenneth Okonkwo was also right in saying that what Governor Monday Okpebholo has said is illegal and unconstitutional. Kenneth Okonkwo, whom we interviewed earlier, added to it that it is irresponsible. Mm-hmm. Now, if you look at it from the constitutional perspective, Section 33, that Mr. Falana, SAN, referred to, guarantees the right to life. Mm-hmm. You cannot threaten somebody's life. That in itself is a felony under Sections 33 and 47 of the Criminal Code, which is operative in the southern part of Nigeria. But against Section 308, protects the governor. But there are certain steps, of course, that Mr. Peter Obi can pursue, like reporting to the appropriate authorities that Governor Okpebholo is threatening his life, and should anything happen to him, Governor Okpebholo should be held responsible. Section 34 guarantees the right to the dignity of the human person. He's questioning the dignity of Mr. Peter Obi. He's more or less calling him a criminal and a murderer, because he says because he came to Edo State, 3 persons died.
Yeah.
He will have to provide the proof that the death of those 3 persons can be linked to Mr. Peter Obi. Section 39 guarantees the freedom of the right of expression. Section 40 guarantees the freedom of assembly. Mr. Peter Obi can go to any part of Nigeria and associate with anybody. All of this is covered by Section 41 sub 1, which says that there is freedom of movement in Nigeria. Mr. Peter Obi can go anywhere, just as you and I can go anywhere in this country. In fact, Section 41 says if we choose, we can choose to reside there. In fact, Section 15 sub 3 and 4 says that in fact you can leave your part of the country and go and settle and marry in another part of Nigeria. If Mr. Peter Obi decides tomorrow to take a second wife, will Okpebholo say he cannot come and take an Edo woman? He does not have such powers.
No.
And he says it's a protocol matter and all that. We saw the video now.
Yes.
So why do people lie in the face of evidence?
Yeah.
And then again, protocol. He's not a protocol person. He has described himself as Chief Security Officer. As Chief Security Officer, as Mr. Femi Falana pointed out, he is supposed to ensure the security and welfare of everybody, not to isolate Edo State and say people that are politically against his own interests must not come there. Right. I agree with Mr. Femi Falana
yes.
that he owes, to start with, that's the minimum. He owes Mr. Peter Obi an apology.
Yeah. And
he also owes the rest of us in Nigeria an apology.
Yeah.
And the people of Edo State an apology for putting his foot in his mouth. This is what we say when we argue that people who are going to be appointed to positions of high authority should have a certain minimum of enlightenment.
Unfortunately, Dr. Abati, do you know that his is it the WAEC results? His results were trending online, Dr. Abati, all weekend. And in the results, I mean, if it is accurate, he was like a D student. He had a lot of Ds and probably 1 C. But another thing that was also trending, Dr. Abati, the fact that Femi Falana had called him, what did he say? The new sheriff in town. If you can pull up our picture of the day. And that is of Governor Okpebholo wearing a sheriff hat. There you go, the new sheriff in town, Dr. Abati.
Well, when he took his oath of office, he swore to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria.
Correct.
Everything he has done or said, spoken threat, with regard to Mr. Peter Obi, flies in the face of the oath of office that he took.
Right.
The more reason why he should apologize for embarrassing the people of Edo State.
Right.
We had predicted it, that he will embarrass the people of Edo State. This is just an instance.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, thank you for this once more. I am going to unpack this dilemma from 3 perspectives or more. 1, as a constitutional and human rights lawyer. 2, as an opposition leader. And 3, as a citizen of Nigeria from Southeast extraction. Now, as a lawyer, you have rightly pointed out that Section 41 is very clear. And let me state what Section 41 said clearly. That every citizen of Nigeria shall be entitled to move freely underline, throughout Nigeria, and to reside in any part thereof. And no citizen of Nigeria shall be expelled from Nigeria or denied entry thereto or exit therefrom. If you put it into context with Edo State, it simply means no citizen of Nigeria can be expelled from Edo State or denied entry into Edo State or exit therefrom. And every citizen of Nigeria has the right to move freely in Edo State. So what the governor said is unconstitutional, it is illegal, it is irresponsible, and it's largely illiterate. Coupled with Section 39 that guarantees freedom of expression and Section 40 that guarantees freedom of association and assembly. Having said that, as a lawyer, let me talk as an opposition leader. This is a direct attack, threat, intimidation of opposition leaders. Recall that Adams Oshomole blocked airports. Even the Minister of Aviation noted that what he did was wrong. Yet nobody threatened him. Nobody locked him up. If it were an opposition leader, he would have been in jail cooling off before anything is said and done. But whenever you come to APC, your sins are forgiven. And look at an innocent citizen, just because he's an opposition leader, he's been threatened, his life being threatened, that he should not step into Edo'S state by a governor that is INEC produced, figure challenged, pinchomic and petite, and largely illiterate, like I said. Now, let me come in from the point of being a citizen from Igbo extraction. I sense tribalistic, cheap, ethnic bigotry in this governor. If P2B were to be a leader from Hausa land or from Yoruba land, this governor will not dare make such a statement. Recall when 16 persons were killed in Edo State, before even making any investigation, he ran to Kano State to prostrate. That was a good thing, because life is very, very essential. The same governor that did that is the same governor that is threatening the life of a human being for just coming into your state. This is very annoying. It's a direct threat to Igbo people. It's a direct threat and exhibition of being an Igbo hater. And that should stop. Let me tell you, from where I come from, when you kill even a madman, that's when you know that he has a brother. If a strand of hair falls from P2B, because this is a direct attack and threat to his life. Remember, the governor made it clear. He said his security can no longer be guaranteed. He used the word never, if he does not take permission from him. Let me ask Monday Okpebholo, does it mean that when he finishes as a governor, before he travels to any state in Nigeria, he would have to seek the permission of all the governors?
Okay.
Does it mean that 200 million Nigerians, before they step into Edo State, they would have to seek permission from the governor?
Okay.
And in the case of AMPP versus the IGP, the law has even been made clear that you don't even need permission, even when you want to embark on a protest. And I'm talking about peaceful protest.
Okay.
If you don't need permission when you want to embark on a protest, how can a governor be talking about permission to visit a state?
Okay.
That is in bad taste. It is offensive.
These are the questions.
I reject it with everything that is within me. You know, that is what Julius Caesar said.
Yes.
In Julius Caesar. He said, let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men, such as Monday Okpebholo, who has a lean and hungry look. They think too much of themselves. He says,
okay, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, let me step in at this point. Step in on this point. Okay, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, let's maintain a level of, decorum. We were having a very intellectual exchange. Let's maintain it at that level. Let's talk about the philanthropic aspect.
What decorum has the government maintained by threatening the life of a Nigerian citizen?
I understand you.
I said that he doesn't give shishi. But he's talking, giving 15 million.
I totally understand. If you let me, which is fully understood. But let's keep the conversation, as controlled as we can. I understand your passion; it's totally valid. You're entitled to that. On the issue of philanthropy, the chief secretary,
I'll be on this case.
Okay. If you allow me, the Chief Press Secretary also alluded to these, like you've just mentioned, to the philanthropic acts. And he was saying that there have been some incidents concerning Catholic churches in Edo State. There have been some kidnappings and some security issues. And according to Governor Okpebholo's Chief Press Secretary, he said that he was concerned that these acts of philanthropy will draw the wrong type of attention to these churches and some of their priests and parishioners that may exacerbate the security situation around them. I'd love to know your thoughts around this worrying statement, because with the state of the economy, I know people are encouraging philanthropy, but in this case, the Chief Press Secretary is saying that Mr. Peter Obi and other people should not publicize their philanthropy. What are your thoughts?
Now, that can tell you how malicious the whole intention is. When the governor that was talking, you heard him use such words. He said he doesn't give shish, but he's giving 15 million. He said this and that. I want to tell you that they have even added a lie to their misdeed. Why I'm saying this is very clear. P2B may have his own style of doing things. I have my own style. If you disagree with him, as I do at times, leave him to do his own thing, his own way. He is entitled to his freedom. They are fundamental to him. If you don't like it, leave him, but not to threaten his life. How can a P2B, which you know that I even quarrel with the way he does his own things, how can he pose a security threat to a state? And that reminds me, because Peter Obi has to even up his game, because the Benue State governor did almost the same thing, and Peter Obi kept quiet. And now this governor is, I'm just trying to force myself to be civil. Now this governor, again, is trying to do the same thing. So, if you don't like the way he does his own things, he's entitled to it. For me, for instance, I like to do my philanthropic things largely secret because of my religious belief. Let your left not know what your right is doing. But somebody who is a politician may decide to do otherwise. That is his own entitlement. And you don't have the right to threaten his life. Now they are saying protocol. What do you mean by protocol? Do you need permission to go to any state? What protocol is it? Does Peter Obi appear to you as a man that can threaten anybody's life? Because he is saying that his security is not guaranteed. The primary duty of any government is to ensure the security and life of the people in your state, in your territory. And this is a governor that is rather threatening the lives of the people in his state, in his government. What a governor. So what I am saying is that Peter Obi does not pose any threats to anybody's life.
Okay.
So he couldn't have breached any protocol.
Okay. Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, see, unlike Vimba, I will help you lose decorum quickly with my question. You will lose total decorum when I bring this question to you. So, I have Wagulens.
Proceed.
Let me proceed. Have you heard of a name of somebody called Mr. Jared Tenebe? Mr. Jared Tenebe is the chairman of APC in Edo State. There's a video making the rounds. In fact, he said the governor, Okpebholo, was right to have threatened, To have threatened Mr. Peter Obi because of a deep-rooted hatred towards him. Those are the words of Mr. Jared Tenebe. In fact, the words of Mr. Jared Tenebe, and there's a video already circulating, were even stronger than the words of the governor. What would you say to all of this?
Sorry, I don't give credence to people like that because they're just seeking relevance. He's as inconsequential as his face looks. Please, next question. Because what am I going to talk about APC with their failed state and with their unintelligent, low IQ people? He's just seeking for relevance. Please, next question.
Okay, Kenneth Okonkwo. Well, you started with 3 levels of analysis. I disagree with your ethnicization of Okpebholo's statement. I don't think you can just jump from Peter Obi and say this is an attack on Igbos. It's a very facile, convenient, unhelpful way of analyzing Nigerian issues, in my view, that is. But however, you will know that Section 37 and Section 41...
I respect your view, but I just want you to know that this governor wouldn't have tried this with a leader from Hausa land or a leader from Yoruba land. And I mean it.
Okay, that's speculative. It's speculative, purely. Because, don't let's drag ethnicity or...
That's my opinion.
Or religion
I'm entitled to it.
Into anything, or into everything. Okay. Now, I was referring to Section 37 and Section 41 of the Criminal Code, which talks about threats, particularly in this particular instance, spoken threats, and the fact that it relates to life. So when you say you cannot guarantee the security of somebody's life if it comes to a part of the country, you are challenging the person's dignity and right to life, which is constitutionally guaranteed. But what remedy do you think that Mr. Peter Obi can seek? Okpebholo has immunity until he is no longer governor. What should Mr. Peter Obi do, for example? Should he report to the Inspector General of Police? Should he dare Okpebholo and go to that same Edo State again to show courage? What will you recommend to him?
I must have to tell you that part of the reason I got very upset, like Vimbai pointed out, is because I understood that this man has immunity and there is a limitation to what you can do. So the only choice I have is to state my mind the way that it pained my heart, because there is really little anybody can do to a man that is enjoying immunity. Police can only investigate, but they cannot prosecute him. And I am telling you, if he stays there for 4 years, before that time, tempers would have cooled, and there is nothing practically you can do about it. I am aware of what you submitted, Abati, and you are absolutely correct. It's a criminal offense, no doubt, to threaten the life of any citizen. Well, unfortunately, he's enjoying immunity, And there is little we can do about it except to pour our venom the way that we have seen it. It's quite unfortunate, but there is nothing anybody can do about it.
Okay, this is the second time we're seeing this happening to Peter Obi. The first time was concerning Benue State after those killings happened and he wanted to visit. And some people might analyze this and say that it shows the growing momentum around Peter Obi and his movement. When you see these incidents happen and somebody who has detached himself from that movement, do you have any regrets about possibly, detaching yourself from a movement that seems to be gathering so much momentum and national attention?
Let me tell you, what it shows is that they believe that they can assault and insult Peter Obi and get away with it. That's what it shows. It does not show any other thing. And that is why I say my brother should step up. And if anybody gives you one, give the person 10. Especially when he's a sitting governor, because you don't have any other remedy whatsoever.
Okay.
You may have known. I say I disagree with the way he does his things.
Okay.
And he disagrees with the way I do my own things.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with momentum whatsoever.
Okay. So he's not a virulence personified kind of person, like you will have known. Maybe that's why he will not give them 10 in return. In all of this, he's not said much.